Hey guys, before we get started on today's video, I would like to take a moment to talk about today's video sponsor, W. W is an energy drink that is loaded with vitamins and nootropics. W is a great drink for anyone that wants to focus without jitters or crash. Unlike other energy drinks, W prides itself on developing a clean energy formula that is free from fillers, maltodextrin, and artificial colors. Go have a look at everything W has to offer. Use the code ERIC666 to get 10% off your purchase. Now, to the video.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see, this is probably not very far off of the time frame that we just did the last video. So we're getting some content.
Switch positions.
We're getting some content to pre-record for you guys. I am here with my good buddy Chaotic Viking. Again, just like last video, go check out his content, Stories from Chaotic Viking. It'll be down in the description. So we're going to be doing a new series together. We've been seeing a lot of it around around social media, called Am I the Asshole videos. And so I think that it would be pretty cool that we start this series together. So this will be kind of a collab series. You guys will be getting one every Wednesday, whether it's pre-recorded or recorded on that day. That's just something we'll figure out. But I'm excited to get into it. So the way that this series is going to work is we're going to read a story of somebody asking if they are an asshole from Reddit. I will read out the story and we will dissect every inch of it to figure out if they really are an asshole or not. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's see. All right, you ready for the story?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is from a guy. I'm not going to say his name. This is on the Reddit AITA filtered.
Just say OP. We're talking about the original poster.
Okay, so the OP for the title of it, it says, "Am I the asshole for kicking out my roommate after my ferrets ate his gluten-free crackers?" Okay. I live in a shared apartment with 3 wonderful ferrets, Lucy, Ricky, and Fred. My roommate, let's call him James, and I were getting along pretty well until a couple of days ago. James has a strict gluten-free diet due to health reasons, and he always keeps his special gluten-free crackers in the pantry. Okay, so far, seems like this dude needs it. The other day, while I was studying, I forgot to close the door to my ferret's playroom. Unfortunately, Lucy, Ricky, and Fred managed to escape and found their way into the pantry. To my horror, they devoured James's gluten-free crackers. Oh no. When James came home and discovered the cracker catastrophe, he was absolutely livid. I tried to apologize and even offered to replace the crackers, but James just wouldn't listen. He yelled at me, blamed my rodents for everything, and started to make threats about getting rid of them. Things escalated quickly, and I felt it was no longer safe for my ferrets to live with someone who had so much anger towards them. After a heated argument, I asked James to leave. I told him that if he couldn't understand that accidents happen and accept my sincere apology, it was best for us to part ways. Now, James is posting on social media calling me a terrible person for kicking him out over some crackers, and some of our mutual friends are taking his side. I'm feeling really conflicted and guilty, even though I tried to make things right. So Reddit, am I the asshole for kicking my roommate out because my ferrets ate his gluten-free crackers?
James sounds like an asshole, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Like, if we're like, he was just like, you know what, accidents happen, but screw you or whatever, it'd be one thing, but he offered to replace the crackers, and he apologized. James is like, you know what, screw you and your rodents. He's gonna sit there and call his friend a terrible person for kicking him out over crackers, but he literally threatened to get rid of someone else's ferrets over some crackers that can be replaced.
Oh yeah, so coming from somebody who actually is like they have that issue and it is like a deadly health risk. So I could understand why he would be angry, but really threatening to take somebody's ferrets.
Like, I can understand the concern, but like, you can't just get rid of other people's pets, and he offered to replace them. What more can he do? Like,
ferrets or crackers? Do I want to buy new crackers or do I want to replace my ferret?
I'd rather just buy the new crackers.
Well, and ferrets aren't very cheap either. They're pretty expensive.
No, they're not.
They're I know I just saw one the other day at like the store that was like over $300 for a ferret. I'm like, oh god.
Ferrets are
Oh,
very expensive and high kept.
all right, so OP, you are not an asshole. I'm gonna say honestly, I don't feel
No,
you're an asshole.
I don't think OP is the asshole. He did
No.
apologize and he did offer to replace the crackers. I do not blame OP because this guy was yelling at him, cursing at him, and was threatening to get rid of his pets. It
Right.
wasn't because he didn't kick James out because oh well you don't like my ferrets now and you're being a bitch about the crackers. No, he literally is like, screw your ferrets. They ate my crackers, so they gotta go. No, you can go. Bye bye.
Yeah, no, so God, I can't just imagine I mean, like, come on. I get you have serious health issues, but guys, accidents do happen. They're animals. You can't really
Yeah,
stop that. They're just curious, and obviously your crackers were delicious enough for them to want to eat them. So
obviously. And
a
if
whole
the
pack.
person, and if the owner of the animal is like, I'm sorry, I will replace it for you. There's not more that can be done. That's the right thing to do. You can't be mad anymore. Just like, okay, replace my crackers. It's no big deal.
Right, like if they had
Days.
simply just said okay to replacing the crackers, I feel like this whole post wouldn't have had to happen.
Yeah. Like at first I
So
was like, dude, you're gonna kick someone out over gluten crackers, and then I was like, oh.
so we're gonna do one more since this was a pretty short one. We're gonna do one
Yeah.
more. Okay, so we did the ferret one. Let's do. Okay, how about the one where this guy told his wife's parents not to speak in their native language? Okay, so this next post by the OP
This isn't gonna be
titled
racist.
it, he goes, "Am I the asshole for telling my wife's parents not to speak in their native language in my house?" Okay.
Go
Uh,
on.
my wife, 32, and I, 34, have been together for 6 years now. Her parents have made it clear that they don't approve of our relationship. They are pretty traditional and such. Also, I feel that they personally dislike me and they don't agree with a lot of life choices that we have made and worldviews. My wife has not been very close to her parents since she moved out, mostly because of all these huge differences in their values and beliefs. Anyways, this doesn't really bother me because I never really see my wife's parents and they do treat me civilly on the few occasions that they talk to me. My wife was also not close to them either until recently, and she talked to them on the phone a few times a year tops. She had said sometimes that she felt sad about it, but that it was basically inevitable. In the past 6 months or so, they've been reaching out to her, seeming to want to rebuild the relationship. My wife was happy about this, and they do seem to be connecting, even though they'll never agree on a lot of things. Then my in laws asked if they could visit us for a week. I wasn't really happy, but I didn't want to make it an issue because I get how much this means to my wife. So far, sweet.
So far, sounds alright. Let's see what
So,
kind of twist this happens. See what kind of twist we get.
so they came and they've been here for 3 days now. This is already more time than I've spent with them in the past 6 years, and I hate it so much. They are truly, they are, they are truly unbearable. They have made pointing remarks about our dogs making the house dirty. Fur on the couch won't kill anyone, by the way. Me wearing oversized t-shirts and not dressing respectfully when around them, and commented about 10 times that the house feels so empty without children. They've been pressuring us to adopt since we can't properly have children. But one of the things that really bothers me is that they often speak to each other in their native language when I am in the room. I am positive they are discussing me. They never do this around my wife either because she can understand them. This is what makes me feel uncomfortable. It's only ever when I'm alone with them, and I work night shifts several days a week, so I'm alone at home with them during the day a lot. So I asked them if they could please talk English when I'm around. They didn't say anything to me, but my wife told me later that they'd complained to her and that they were very angry. Apparently, they think I'm trying to disconnect my wife from her heritage. Like, no, I'm not. They disconnected her from her heritage by pressuring her to conform to their expectations of their culture and cold shouldering her when she didn't agree. So I don't think I'm the asshole for offending my in-laws, but this is now straining the relationship that my wife is trying to build with her parents. So I feel guilty that I'm being selfish and not prioritizing her feelings more. She wants me to apologize to her parents. I said I wouldn't. Am I the asshole? So I can say right now, the way it sounds is it doesn't sound like he came across as disrespectful about it, because like it would have been different if he was like, could you just talk English? Like,
Yeah,
that's, like,
especially like if like they were also doing it with the wife in the room. But he said that the only time that they speak in their native tongue is when he's alone with them.
right. Which,
Like on
and
one hand you can be like, dude, don't be racist, but like on the other hand, if you're only talking in your native language when one person is around, you're saying something you don't want them to understand.
well, and not just that, but like,
I've also been
if you,
to a lot of Walmart nail salons, and I know that they do the same shit.
well, not just that, but like, if somebody's in my house, right, and they're talking, I can understand, like, if they have a hard time speaking English and they just feel more comfortable speaking that language, that's fine. That's a different story. But if
Yeah,
they're doing it specifically when I'm around, it's like you said, it's obvious that they're trying to talk about me, or they're trying to talk about stuff that they don't want me to understand or hear. Which
yeah,
I
like
get. I get there's also a benefit to that though too at the same time, because if I wanted to talk to my fiance about something and she knew full Greek, I could talk to her in Greek and the other person wouldn't know. But it's also a respect thing.
right.
So I don't think
I
they're
can
an
get like
asshole.
one or two private conversations and like literally only speaking your native language around your child's partner when you're alone with that partner and no other time. Yeah, that's a little fishy.
Well, and it's just a respect thing. Like they obviously knew he didn't understand their language. Um, and
That too. That
so
also does play a factor. Like they obviously knew he didn't understand because
exactly.
they know that their daughter understands, so they don't do it in front of her because they can hear. She can know what the fuck they're saying, but
Right.
he can't. That's what it
And
says. Like
so
you can't do that with her, but with him, oh yeah.
I definitely think we should definitely have gotten a little bit more detail in the story about how he came across to them, because
Mhm.
we're not getting the full thing. He said, "Hey, can you talk yada yada," but he didn't really
Is
go
there
into
any
detail.
comments? Sometimes the OP will respond to comments and give more details.
There's one comment, and the comment is, "Oh, there's a judgment." So 50% of people say that he is not the asshole. 28% say yes, he is an asshole. 2% say more info, and 1% say nah. So I'm gonna agree with the percentage. I don't think you're an asshole, man. I
Yeah.
think
In
I
this
think it's
particular
long.
situation, we definitely need some more info. But with just how it's written as now, it doesn't sound like he's the asshole.
Well, and I think it really determines on how you came across too. You got to
Mhm.
really make sure that with that kind of situation, especially, that you come across more respectfully. I mean, even if it's something as simple as saying, "Look, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'd really appreciate if maybe you could talk more English so I can talk to you guys and get to know you guys better, and maybe just we can have a full conversation." That's a better way of saying it rather than just saying, "Hey, can you talk English?"
Right, yeah.
So it's definitely
Yeah,
depends on how
he
he came
definitely could
across.
have phrased it better. But that alone doesn't just make him an asshole.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no,
I think the parents' behavior and how they treat him and their daughter and their relationship, they're more of the asshole here.
yeah. Seems like they're like the traditional, like the controlling.
Mm-hmm.
They want like their daughter to be with like the rich person, that kind of thing. So, not the asshole, man. I think you were okay to be kind of upset about it. I think you were in the right. Um,
Maybe try to articulate your words a little better.
right,
That's my judgment, but yeah,
and maybe
with what's written now.
just sit down and have a conversation with them about how you feel. Because a
Right.
lot of the times, most of these situations can be solved by just sitting down and having a conversation. You
Exactly.
know, And so, don't be afraid to do that. If they're leaving or something before they leave, sit down and be like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry if you guys are not I'm sorry if you guys are not a fan of me. I'm trying to be the person that you want your daughter to be with, yada yada yada, that kind of thing."
Right.
Maybe that'll get some upticks to them towards you.
Right.
So yeah, the ferret one, yeah, you're not an asshole for kicking him out. If he's being aggressive physically, like if he's being as aggressive as you're dictating he is or saying that he is, then yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't want to
Oh
hear
yeah,
that.
for sure. She's like, that's
Um,
like so much unnecessary aggression just because fucking ferrets ate your gluten-free crackers. Go buy more.
right, right. So, Are both these people assholes? No. Both posters are not assholes today. Yeah, so I enjoy these Am I the Asshole videos.
They're
I
kind of
like
fun.
these. Can you imagine when we finally get somebody who posted a Am I the Asshole to comment on this video and be like, oh my god,
It's like,
I'm the
hey,
poster?
that's my post. It's like, oh.
I'd be like, oh, well.
Why'd you deem me the asshole? Well, my friend, you're an asshole.
But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. We'll be posting one every week on Wednesday. Again, go check out Stories from Chaotic Viking. They post some great content. They are currently not home or not in town right now, so their content will continue after Sunday. And yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this content, go ahead and smash that like, subscribe button. Twittergram, TikTok links are in the description. And with that being said, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day.